So recently, over the past couple of years, we have seen loans, conditional loans go out to private businesses. Conditional loans end up being handouts if conditions are met. Some of these handouts have gone to companies that are doing billions of dollars worth of sales. Amazon, Lidl, and then some smaller companies that we've seen move into the county. So my question for the candidates is, if elected, would you support or oppose government handouts such as conditional loans and workforce training grants to select private businesses? Mr. Wilson.
Good question. Okay. Good question. Here's the way I see that. Annapolis can create laws that are anti-business. Okay, we all know that. I mean, you look at when O'Malley was in office, we had businesses trying to escape Maryland at a record rate. They were just getting out of the state. And he created a hostile environment for business. When I see a county trying to pay or offset, really what you're doing is you're offsetting bad policy at Annapolis. And what that is that Annapolis can do what they want. They can create a terrible business environment for the state where businesses are actually moving out, and then it's left to the counties to actually offset that bad business climate with a payoff. And I think that just leads to a bigger problem. It has to go back to Annapolis. You need to go back to Annapolis and say, look, you know, this has got to be a more business-friendly state. And then you have something like, you know, down here where I forget what the total pay on that was to get a company to come here that's already a billion-dollar company for minimum wage jobs. I don't necessarily support that. I think what we need to do is we need to be able to make a playing field in which business can prosper. We need to start working with Annapolis and start putting some stuff back to make this business climate. I mean, I've already started working with a couple of our delegates here to try to get some legislation in to where it would create Cecil County as kind of an economic buffer zone. What we're trying to look at doing here is I've written a little bit of a proposal that would have special considerations for Cecil County to be able to compete with Delaware, so that we could have a reduction in tax or a reduction in something from Annapolis, because we need a level playing field here so that businesses grow naturally and that they actually want to invest in this area. So.
Thank you, Mr. Wilson. Mr. Lewandowski.
Okay. I absolutely would oppose this. The issue is very simple. As I touched on earlier, I mean, I've always been, for the most part of my career, in sales. And some of the biggest contractors, some of the contractors everybody loves to be involved in working with the government, right? So we call it a brag book. You have your clients that you would have. We need to have a higher thought of ourselves as a county to say that, no, you want to come here because of the people we have here. Now, we can talk about a number of things that we have that are unattractive to businesses coming here, but we need to look at those things and fix those things. But we definitely don't need to, to beg folks to come here. They either want to be part of our county, or we'll find somebody that will. We'll find companies that will. We have the Department of Economic Development. Those folks are working their butts off. They are bringing in the businesses that want to be here. Now, we need to make sure that we're fixing our foundation. I mean, maybe some of your questions will touch on some of those things, but we have some foundational issues here that make our county unattractive to whether it be residents moving in or whether it be businesses moving in. Let's fix those things, and then people are going to want to come. But if we want businesses to come, and I'll end on this, we want businesses to come, businesses will come when we have happy, safe residents who have money in their pocket. Okay? If they have money in their pocket, right, if we build it, they will come. If we have money in our pocket because we're not being excessively taxed for things that just don't need to be, then businesses will come, because guess what? Well, they want our money. So we don't need to beg. We need to have more pride in our county and say, if you want to be part of Cecil County, we'll definitely work with you. We're not here to beg you to come here. Thanks.
Thank you. Mr. Larson.
Government should not be in the business of picking winners and losers, and I would find it odd if any of you thought otherwise. I mean, that is your tax money. Amazon is a billion-dollar company. $5 billion in profit last year or something like that. You know, and we talk about grant money that offsets some of the tax savings. That's all revenue. That's all real money that's going to get, our money is going to get spent on that. So the short answer, again, is I'm not in favor of any of those handouts, so to speak. We have lots of opportunities here. We have some infrastructure issues we need to correct, and I think the county's working to correct that in the growth corridor. We have an economic development council working with the state, partnering with the state, you know, close proximity to 95 by rail, some world-class shipping ports. You know, we're between multiple cities, part of that megalopolis of, you know, New York City down to Richmond or South. So we're targeted. We have a targeted area. We have everything. A business that would want to relocate, we have everything they need here. I don't think we need to hand out money to everybody to bribe them to come here. You watched the whole debacle when they were trying to get the second Amazon headquarters and what these cities were going to offer in tax rebates and incentives. And I think the Amazon number for this Amazon facility, correct me if I'm wrong, averaged out to about $17,000 a job. That's what we wound up giving Amazon to put that building there. So how long does that take us to get that 17K back from the tax revenue, from those people? Not necessarily Amazon, who is going to hopefully you know, produce sales tax, online sales tax. Now, I don't know how that works when they ship it out of Maryland, how they collect that, what share of that we get at the county level. I'm not going to pretend to know those things, but the short answer is I'm opposed to any handouts along those levels. We want to have job force training centers. We want to support those types of projects here in the county. I'm for that, but I don't think we should be writing a check to everybody to get them to come to Cecil County.
Thank you, Mr. Larson. Councilman Schneckenberger.
Okay, so the record will show that I have voted for these conditional loans, and I believe it's the right approach to attract these businesses to Cecil County. Amazon, Lidl, True Air, Medline, they could go anywhere they want, and they're going to get the same incentive, whether they go to York, Pennsylvania, whether they go to Wilmington, Delaware, whether they go to Howard County, any of these places. This is part of what we have to do. What we have with these conditional loans, the state comes to us and says, we're going to pay 90% of this, you're on the hook for 10% of this, okay? Let's use Amazon for an example. $180,000 was our share to attract Amazon. Amazon, before they hired one person, put $1.2 million back in the county treasury for transfer taxes, for permit fees, for a variety of things that go to building a 1.1 million square foot building. That's not even the tax base that Amazon's going to provide. Almost at the end of 10 years, they're going to be, just that site will be providing almost $6.5 million to our general fund every single year, okay? So I'm going to do that deal every time. If they give that to me, I'm signing off on that because that's good for taxpayers and that's good for everybody else. And just to follow up on Ed's comment, $180,000 times 1,100 jobs is $63 per employee. Pretty good investment, I'd say.
Thank you, Mr. Schneckenberger.
When you're looking at total taxpayer money, that's